Hi everyone, my name is Adam from Trade with Precision and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. So first of all, let's have a look at Euro Dollar Daily. We can see it's starting to strengthen here. Really the clue is in the weekly, a small but bullish candle here. We have encountered some strong resistance around that 1.0950 level, but it does look, especially if we do break the high of this week's candle, or at least this candle in the coming week, my expectation is that Euro will continue to strengthen. Looking here again at dollar yen, also we've got some strong resistance there. We may very well be experiencing a double top, and so again I'll be looking to see if we do break the lows here, but my initial expectation is, especially if we follow through this coming week, breaking the low here, I'll expect to see this head lower. Again, that's supporting the idea of a weaker dollar this coming week. Gold looking incredibly bullish at the moment, definitely seeing some bearish divergence starting to creep in now. So at some point in the near future, which is in the coming weeks, I expect it to slow down, but for now it seems incredibly bullish. Friday, this is potentially with all the uncertainty going on in the world right now. Friday closing right near the highs. Weekly candle, very nice and bullish. No signs of weakness there. Monthly, very much overextended. Very big, large candle in terms of size. So usually we often tend to get smaller candles after that. So, however, my point here is that this is very, very bullish. And for now, I expect it to continue to attempt to push to the upside. Crude oil continues to work its way down, test this key level here for support. More and more pressure building up. Interesting to me, I do think that when we ultimately break through this level of support, when it finally collapses, we'll see a big drop to the downside. But for now, the market tends to be bobbing around. And again, this also looks as though that's potentially going to hit a little bit lower this week. Moving on to the global, the global indices, we had a very hairy close down on Friday, closing right near the lows from a weekly perspective. This is a strong bearish engulfing candle. And with this being so bearish and closing so near the lows, it makes sense to me that this is seeing a strong rejection of this previous level of support. I think we're very much likely to see a continuation to the downside, but we'll wait for a break of the low of that for that confirmation. NASDAQ as well, tech stocks also closing right down, selling right until the close, right near these previous levels here as well. That weekly candle, very strong, very large bearish engulfing candle, heavily implying continued bearish momentum. So again, I would expect this to continue to head lower this coming week. The Russell 2000 now back within its range. And again, also here, I would expect this to continue lower. It is also now starting to close below the moving averages, starting to look a little bit more and more bearish. Tesla itself, although it has shifted into an uptrend here on the daily from a weekly perspective, we can see that weekly candle closing quite a strong rejection below that level of resistance. And so again, if we break the low of this, my expectation is we'll see this continue to head back down towards, at the very least, down towards this 218 level of support and possibly down towards 200. The question then will be at what does it do after that? So 200 very much now set its sights on, and we'll see how it plays out this coming week. NVIDIA, finally as well, also continuing to close a little bit lower. Overall, still relatively bullish, but the last 3 weeks, monthly, I beg your pardon. Let's have a look at the weekly. We're still on a downtrend. Again, I expect this to continue down to the next level of support. But from a monthly perspective, it's nice to see it starting to push a little bit low. There's a lot of buying in this area, and so there's a lot of support. It could definitely let off some of that buying pressure. I don't expect it to necessarily head as low as some of the other markets if the bearishness increases, but certainly it will do very well to come back down towards that, even towards that 100 level mark. All right, finishing off quickly with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin here also finishing off looking quite bearish. We've got wicks at the top showing a bit of exhaustion, wicks below that. So again, very similar to NVIDIA, seeing a lot of buying below this, a lot of selling to the upside, not enough buying to be able to help it recover. And so for now, again, I also expect us to head back down towards the lows, possibly here coming into the old highs around that 74,000 mark. So yes, looks currently as though there is very much a weaker dollar potential on the table again, as well as further downside from the global markets and the indices perspective. It's going to be an interesting week. So I would say exercise some caution and let's take it a week at a time. Thank you very much. Have a great one.